What's up, guys? It's Taylor and I am back with another video. You already know the deal if you read the title. Today I am recapping episode 13 of the Challenge Total Madness on MTV. Now, this episode was jam-packed. So much happened, so much drama, and it's a lot to talk about. But without further ado, let's get into it. But actually, before we get into it, I just want to say that I want to say something at the end of this, because I don't want anything to impact my recap. Like I said, I always want to stay unbiased when doing these recaps. But like you guys, I have favorites and I have people I don't like and everything like that. And I just want to say something at the end of the video, so don't click off too fast. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's just get right into the recap. So starting off, everybody's coming back from elimination, and if you remember, Swaggy was eliminated last week by Corey. They had that whole swinging elimination, and Corey took out Swaggy, and so everybody's coming back from elimination, and obviously Bailey is upset. Swaggy's her husband, you know, and she's, you know, she feels like now she's alone. I mean, she still has Fessy, you know, she has Jenny, she has a couple other people that she's cool with, but I mean, they're not her husband, so, you know, she's feeling it, and I definitely understand that. We also see Jenny, I think she's talking about how, you know, she has her red skull and everything like that, but she's just like kind of scared that she's gonna get put back in and stuff like that. Josh is talking to Melissa, and he's talking about how he's ready to go get his red skull. You know, he's been saying that for a couple weeks now, but he hasn't actually tried to go in or got himself, you know, nominated. But he says that he's ready to get his red skull. Nani, Melissa, and Bailey are the only girls left who don't have red skulls. And in the same scene, we see Nani and Melissa talking about how they want to get theirs, and this is the week, and they don't know how much time they have left, what everybody's been saying for a couple weeks now. Corey is excited. He got his red skull along with the rest of his alliance, the Young Bucks, Fessy, Nelson, and himself. So he's excited. You know, they all got tickets to go to the final, and I guess we're gonna see what happens with that later on in the season. We also see Bailey talking to Bananas and Nelson and everything like that, and a few other people are there too. But you know, they're basically just trying to, in a way, comfort her, and you know, kind of pointing out that it seemed like Swaggy's head wasn't in the elimination, and the only reason he might have been there is for Bailey and everything like that. And she's, you know, she takes that, you know, and you know, they're just talking to her about that. We also see Casey and Nani once again kind of flirting. They're laying on the couch under the blankets and everything like that. And we see Anissa talking about it too. And once again, Casey has a girlfriend, but I think anybody can see that Casey and Nani have feelings for each other, and we'll also get into that later on in the video. But Anissa kind of, you know, pulls Casey to the side and is like, you know, look, I know that flirting can be harmless and everything like that, you know, but you just need to be careful because you don't want to ruin anything that you have back home. And Casey's like, oh, me and Nani, you know, we're just vibing, we're just friends, we're close, so what? You know, I think she's kind of naive about that, but it is what it is. But that was that. We also see something that I thought was interesting, and this is going to add to what I say later on in the video. I thought it was interesting because we see Bailey and Casey talking in the kitchen and everything like that, and they're talking about their time on BB, and Bailey's just talking to Casey about the Nani situation. Nothing yet, you know, just, you know, be careful and everything like that, everything that everybody else has been telling her. And Casey in the confessional says that Nani is a way better friend than Bailey. Now keep in mind, Casey and Bailey's season of Big Brother was 2 years ago, and Casey just met Nani at that point when they're in the house a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just trying to figure out how Nani is a better friend than Bailey when you've been friends with Bailey for 2 years, cool, and you guys have a supposed BB alliance. Like, I didn't understand that. And it kind of makes me think, is Casey saying Nani's a better friend because she likes Nani? Or is she saying Nani's just that? Is she saying that because she likes Nani? That's what that makes me think, but we'll get to that. So next we have this week's challenge, and this week's challenge is called Blocked In. So basically there are two teams, half and half, straight down the middle. One half of the house, the other half of the house, 7 on each side. And basically what happens is there's a red car in the middle of this kind of like zone, and it's surrounded by a bunch of black cars, and the team's objective is to clear out all the black cars so they can get that red car over the finish line. And of course it's timed, and the fastest team to do this, to clear out all the cars and get the red car to the finish line, makes up the tribunal, all 7 people. So team 1 goes, and they're all going and going. They decide though, before they kind of get started, that Rogan is going to be the puzzle master. So Rogan is kind of going to take a step back and look and see what cars need to be moved out of the way. That way the team can, you know, do this the correct way and kind of do it faster and everything like that. So Rogan does that, and once the team gets going, they're doing an okay job. But Jenny kind of, you know, is chiming in. What about we move that car there? What about there? And everybody's telling her to shut up and stuff like that. I don't think that's cool that everybody was telling her to shut up, but I get the sentiment, because if you have, it's a team of 7 people. If you have 7 people voicing their opinions at once, nobody's gonna get anything done. We're all gonna be yelling at each other, telling each other to be quiet. One person may be wrong, the other person may be right, we won't know. It creates chaos, so I get it. I don't think that it was cool that they were telling her to shut up and everything like that. Like, that was unnecessary. But if we assigned Rogan to be the puzzle master, let him do his job. If we mess up, then it's on him. But we can't have different personalities talking at once, because that causes an issue. So anyways, that was an issue for them. But eventually team 1 figures it out, and they get the car across the red line. So that was that for the first round. Team 2 comes in. They weren't allowed to see what team 1 did, because they would have been at a disadvantage. So they had to go off somewhere and wait. And so team 2 comes in, and they don't have a, you know, select person to be their puzzle master or anything like that. They all just kind of work together and get that, you know, figured out. Bailey kind of steps up and fills in that role, and everybody's kind of appreciative of it, you know, because obviously I think they did need some leadership there. I wish they would have figured that out before the challenge started instead of in the middle, because I do think that that cost them some time. But Bailey steps up, and she, you know, was telling everybody, okay, move this here, move this there. They're getting it, you know, together and everything like that. They're not arguing like team 1, and I will say that's a good thing. But like I said, I do think that it took a little bit more time for them to figure it out, since they didn't have a select person from the jump. But eventually team 2 gets it all figured out with Bailey's help, and they get that red car across the line, and they finish. So after the challenge, they all come back together, and TJ tells them that both teams were separated by 13 seconds, but ultimately the team that won was team 1, and all seven of them make up the tribunal, and they're going to be interrogating 3 girls because it is a girls' week. So once everybody is back from the challenge and everything like that, Melissa's kind of worried because she wants to go in. Like I said, it's only 3 girls left who don't have their red skull. That's Nani, Melissa, and Bailey. And Melissa wants to go in. She thinks it's time, and she wants to do that. Bailey also wants to go in, and she feels that since her and Casey do have a friendship and a big brother alliance coming in from, you know, 2 years ago, she feels that Casey should give her the vote. But Casey's also involved with Nani, who also doesn't have her red skull, who also wants to go in. So obviously this creates a problem, and Casey's in a bad spot. But ultimately Casey asks Nani who she would rather go against, and of course Nani says Melissa, because I agree that they do match up better. And you know, Casey goes to talk to Bailey, and Bailey knows off rip when Casey comes in what Casey is going to ask her, what Casey's going to tell her, and she's like, well, you know, I don't even want to hear it. You'd rather hang out with Nani and stuff like that and do what she wants you to do, even though I've been your friend for 2 years. So Bailey is obviously upset. She starts crying, and Casey's like, look, I'm in a tough spot here. I don't know what you want me to do. And you know, they kind of have like a mini argument, and Casey's like, you and Swaggy you know, kind of separated yourselves from everybody and everything like that, which shouldn't matter. We still have an alliance, and they did not separate themselves, but we'll get into that later. But it shouldn't matter whether you think they separated themselves or not. When we came into this game, you said that we were going to have each other's back, so now is the time for you to have my back. But Once again, Casey doesn't want to admit it, but she has feelings for Nany, and she is kind of has like clouded judgment right now. So that was that. Moving on, it's time for house nominations, and Melissa starts things off, and she's like, look, I want to go in. I think it's time. And everybody, you know, kind of appreciates that. Bailey, who is still upset from her conversation with Casey, you know, I feel like at this point she's kind of defeated, and I don't like that. I feel like I really wish that Bailey would have fought more, because having a defeatist attitude doesn't do anything. You know, you can't be woe is me. And especially not in a house like the Challenge House. You couldn't do it in Big Brother, but you really can't do it in the Challenge House, because those people are ruthless. The woe is me attitude is not going to get you anywhere. I really wish that she would have said something and spoke up for herself, but she didn't. She was upset. And, you know, she did say that she did want the opportunity, but she said it was an uphill battle. And, you know, ultimately, besides herself, Fessy, and Nelson, everybody voted for Melissa, and Melissa got the nomination, and she will be the one going into purgatory. So that's that. After nominations, Nelson and Kyle, I believe, go to Bailey, and they make sure she's okay and everything like that, and that was very nice of them. But I feel like Bailey's head, you know, we know. If you watch Big Brother, you know Bailey, once she's upset, it's over with. So she's not trying to hear that, but it was nice of them to comfort her. We also see everybody going out and hanging out, you know, at the club that night. We see Nany and Casey once again flirting and stuff like that. We also see Bailey threatening to call Casey's girlfriend and tell her everything that she's been doing, because she's mad and upset and everything like that. I mean, if Bailey would have actually did that, that would suck, but she didn't, and she just threatened to do it out of spite. She was upset, so it is what it is. She didn't actually do it. We also, like I said, we see Nany and Casey, you know, they're talking and everything like that, and you know, Casey's like, I can't wait to see you go into elimination, you're a badass, everyone's scared of you, which is hilarious. And I'm really not trying to be mean here, but Nany is not that competitor. Once again, I think Casey's judgment is clouded, and but we'll see what Nany does when we get to purgatory. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to say. I've never heard anybody say that about Nany before, but hey, anyway. So it is Tribunal time, and once again the Tribunal is Team 1, and it's Bananas, Anissa, Nany, Josh, Jenny, and Corey, I believe, and Rogan. Corey and Rogan. So those are the 7 people that make up the Tribunal. The 3 girls that they decide to interrogate are Bailey, Casey, and Dee, who I forgot was even on the show at this point. But basically, I don't know what Dee said, because none of us know what Dee said. I don't know. Is she even there? Like, but I don't know what Dee said when she was up in there. But that was that. She already has a red skull anyway. And next we have Casey, who you know, she's recounting the version of events that happened at nominations and everything like that, and everybody is just, I don't know. Nany, I feel like she has friends in that not Nany, Casey has friends in that Tribunal, and she also has Nany, so I mean, that was what it was. Bailey comes in, and you know, she's talking about it and everything like that, also telling what happened at Noms. And her and Nany get into it, because she's, you know, Nany says that Bailey's making it about Casey and Nany, and Bailey says she's not. It's a whole thing, but they have their little thing and they get into it. After that, Bailey, you know, says Nany's, you know, a lying asshole and everything like that, and they get into it. Casey goes to confront Bailey and everything like that, and then it turns into this big thing. And once again, I'm not gonna get too much into Casey and her relationship with her girlfriend and her relationship with Nany, because that's not my place. I didn't do it with Jenna and Zach, and I'm not gonna do it with Casey. So that's her business. You know, we see what's going on with her and Nany. But you know, we also see Bailey kind of say, she said specifically that in Big Brother, she was what Nany is to Casey now. I'm also not going to get in that for sake of time, and honestly, it's a matter of opinion. If you want to see what Bailey was talking about, just search the BB20 hashtag on Twitter. Look at the videos. You'll see what you're looking for there. I'm not going to get into that because we'll be here all day. You'll see what Bailey's talking about if you just do that. I'm not even going to get into that. But I do... It's just interesting to me that this whole argument is... It just stems from Bailey wanting Casey to do what she said she was going to do, and Casey can't do that because once again her judgment is clouded. So that's what that whole big blow up is. But anyways, that's that. Next, it's purgatory time and everybody's there. Melissa comes down because she is the nominee, and Nany decides that she is going to throw herself in and try to battle for her red skull. And so it's going to be Melissa versus Nany. This week's elimination is called Off With Your Heads. And so basically what Melissa and Nany have to do, they're both going to be wearing some jumpsuits, and attached to it are 5 red skulls. The objective is to pull off the red skull of your opponent, you know, and put it on your pedestal, and the first person to get the 5 wins. We've seen this elimination before, I believe, on Dirty 30 between Ammo and Jordan. Of course, it wasn't red skulls. They were blindfolded and they were playing with patches, so it was a bit different, but it's kind of like that Dirty 30 elimination between Ammo and Jordan, which was a very interesting one. So this will be interesting to talk about. So basically they're suited up and everything like that. TJ blows the horn and they both get going. It's both, honestly, like Nany said, her and Melissa match up well. She wasn't lying when she said that. I will say that. Her and Melissa do match up well, because first 3 rounds, they both got skulls. You know, they both got their skulls first 3 rounds. It's you know, quite physical and everything like that. On the 4th round, you know, they fall out of bounds of the, you know, arena or whatever. And but Melissa grabs the skull before they fall out of bounds. Nany also grabbed the skull, but she was already out of bounds when she grabbed hers, so that puts Melissa ahead. She has her 4th skull, and they go for a last time. It's a battle. They're fighting. Not Melissa. Nany tries to make it as tough as possible, but ultimately Melissa gets the skull and she wins, and she sends Nany home. So that's basically it for the episode. Like I said, it was a jam-packed episode, and it was crazy. I did say that I wanted to say something at the end of the video, so I'll try to make it quick, but here's what I basically want to say. I see a lot of people coming at Bailey for the way that she reacted to the Nany and Casey situation, how she confronted them and everything like that. And listen, I understand. One could argue, because we also saw this in Big Brother, I think anybody will say that when things don't go Bailey's way, she does throw a fit and she does get upset. We saw that in Big Brother, and we saw that when the episode aired. Sure, I'll give you that. You're not wrong. She does throw fits when things don't go her way, and you can't always do that. So, sure. I do think that Bailey is not wrong in expecting that of Casey, because Fessy said it himself. All the Big Brother people, before they came into that season, decided that they were going to have each other's back and have a Big Brother alliance. And they were all close before Josh went at Swaggy a couple weeks ago, and now this situation with Casey and Bailey. So there was a Big Brother alliance. It's been said by every Big Brother person on this season. That's not speculation, that's truth, and that's fact. So I don't think that it's crazy of Bailey to expect Casey to do what she said she was going to do, come into this game and have her back. You got into a showmance, even though you don't want to admit it. Casey didn't want to admit it, but we all know that she has feelings for Nany, and Nany has feelings for her. We're not blind. You got into this little showmance thing, and now your judgment is clouded, and now you can't even do what you said you were going to do for me. Bailey blew up, and maybe she was wrong for that. I will give you that, but she's not wrong in expecting Casey to have her back like Casey said she was going to do. So I want to say that. You know, I don't think Bailey is entitled. She goes about things the wrong way. I do believe that. But she's not wrong in what she was expecting from Casey. I kind of hate that she went about it and expressing it that way. But she's not wrong. She's not. I just wanted to say that. Also, calling her entitled, that's crazy. You know, it's a lot of things. Like I said, I try my hardest to stay unbiased on this channel, because I want to say so much. And when we get to the reunion, I kind of will let loose a little bit and kind of chill on not being biased, not being unbiased and everything like that. But I want people to realize that, you know, just I know it's hard to look at the show in a logical way because we like who we like and we don't like who we don't like, but just be logical for a moment. Bailey wasn't wrong. There's a lot of other things that y'all don't know that were edited out. Like I said, when we get to the reunion show, I'll let out a bit more. But for now, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I ramble a lot, but hey, I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, you might as well like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video once again. I will be back next week with another recap. Until next time, peace out.